I don't know if many people have seen this movie. 'Cause, like, was it like very low budget, or
No, because it had a lot of ads to it. I remember seeing a lot of TV ads. The only thing I remember was the main actor was pale looking,
pale looking?
and they got the chick from that. It was a spy show. It had this Asian lady. I forgot her name.
Yeah, I don't know none of this.
And then they were riding like motorcycles in the air and some shit like that.
In the air for this movie trailer, or
Yeah,
what?
for this movie trailer.
Okay. I wonder if that already enticed people to like, ooh, I'm looking forward to this, or if they said, okay, never mind, I'm not gonna watch this. But the movie we're talking about is called Priest from 2011. I remember seeing a trailer for this and just thinking, oh, this is kind of cool. But then that's it. And then I never saw it in theaters. And then I randomly saw it one time once I actually had my first time having a computer. And I'm like, oh, I want to watch that movie. So then I got it. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I liked it at that time, but I haven't seen it since I was probably ninth or 10th grade. So around high school time. So that was literally the last time I saw it. I remember some stuff, but it's like very little stuff. And you, any history with this movie? Have you seen it before?
I just remember the trailer, it looking like Underworld, like the look of it.
Bad Underworld.
Yeah, bad Underworld. I never seen any Underworld.
Me neither.
And all I remember is it had the chick from this Channel 5 show, Nikita.
Don't know.
That was the name of the show.
Don't know.
It had her in the movie, and that was it. That's all I remembered. But I remember seeing it and just like, oh, this looks like a fun TV movie. And like, oh no, it's an actual movie.
It's a spin-off version of that show. that character ends up going across the world, and apparently vampires exist.
Apparently.
Oh, also spoilers a little bit for what this movie's about. It involves vampires. Like I'm sure nobody really knows what this movie's about.
I never would have guessed.
Oh, you never saw it, right?
I never saw it. This is my first time.
Okay, now you know there's vampires.
Yeah, I know there's vampires.
But there's other stuff. There is some other interesting stuff that they do with this world, but
For some reason, I thought this movie was connected to Van Helsing.
I thought you were gonna say that Legion movie that involved like an angel coming to Earth to protect a woman because she's gonna give birth to the Messiah or whatever. Remember?
I remember that. That came out much later, didn't it?
I think it's by the same company that made Priest, because it's almost the exact same tone.
Almost the same look too.
If anything, maybe Legion was like the events before Priest, because they're both religious movies. Like they have religious tones to them. It could be like their own little cinematic universe. That could have been something they set up.
Maybe, but
maybe
like just like the Universal universe they try to make dark universe. There you go.
The Universal Studios are their quote unquote dark universe, like that's non-existent at this point. I'm looking forward to the Invisible Man movie.
Are they still making that?
No, not still, but they just decided some time ago they're doing it, and the person who's attached to it is Lee Winnell, who you know from Upgrade. What he's known for best is being a co-writer or lead writer whenever he works with James Wan, because both of them are best friends. So that's the only movie I'm looking forward to. That's a horror movie related to Universal Studios. Because if anything, you like him, right? As a writer.
I liked Upgrade. And then what else? And then he did some of the Saw movies.
He's written. His directorial debut was Insidious 3.
I never seen that one.
We're gonna watch those movies eventually. We're branching off
already.
Horror,
which isn't a good start for this movie. Yeah, it's just like.
Yeah, like if we like, I could talk about Lee Winnell and
we've done close to 5 minutes and we haven't discussed anything about the movie. We got vampires. It has the girl from Nikita, and that's it.
Okay, let's start this. The movie version that we're watching is 1 hour 27 minutes and 27 seconds. So good for you. The movie's short.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I'm happy too. This movie is better. Is the story of this movie is better short and concise. So thank you all for joining us. And you guys will pause the commentary track when I say to pause, and then you press play after the title sequence of the company goes away. We start with the movie, and then there's words on the bottom that say Sola Mira Hive. Once those words fade to black, then you guys will press play on this track. So for now, press pause now.
Oh, all right. We're
at the Hive.
We're at the Hive. I can't
You can't see again.
I can't. Yeah.
Well, those crosses are even more down their heads than I thought. I thought they were fully centered, and not that huge.
Yeah. You know what? It doesn't even look like it looks like the Red Cross. Like they're there to like help people.
Like, no, we're here to help you. You saw what's on their back, right? Could you see what they were?
The cross, yeah. And they really hammered.
Is that Carl Urban?
Yeah, it is.
Really?
It is. Yeah.
Holy shit! I didn't know that was him.
And that's Paul.
Maybe this was associated with Dread, considering that's also apocalyptic, no? Right?
Yeah, it's got a dystopia feature.
Poor Carl Urban. He's always been in these bad roles. It reminds me of like this could be in Doom. Like Sarge, help me, right?
Okay, this movie's gonna be. Hopefully this movie's fun.
I think that's the only thing that's going for it. That it has to be. I was saying, like,
you know what? Carl Urban was.
Let's talk about Carl Urban.
He was in a show in.
Oh look!
Fox.
Look how it starts.
Oh, what the? Okay, now you know.
We're going Kill Bill.
But I always find that weird when movies do that, when they have like an animated introduction.
I never seen that many movies that do that.
No, man, that's what I mean. But the ones that I have seen,
this is my first time actually. When I saw this movie, I'm like, whoa, what? We're starting with this? And when I saw it, I'm like, oh, cool, cartoons.
Isn't Priest based off of a comic then?
I don't know.
Let's find out.
Oh, look at that! It reminds me of Castlevania a little bit.
Yeah, that's like Castlevania.
The show.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about people. Oh, look. So you know how long this war's been going on? Through Knights and then through Army. I mean, like current time. Now they're going World War I. Trench warfare. Also, this animation is so cheap. Look, and where it's so like one note. If that makes sense.
Okay, I have an interesting bit of trivia to explain this.
Okay.
The animated opening was a compromise solution, since the studios had no interest in going over budget for a live-action version of the centuries-long battle of humans against vampires. So the scene was done by animation, which was much cheaper to realize.
No wonder this looks cheap. It looks.
Yeah, that's because.
I said, okay, the ultimate weapon were priests. Why are these the ultimate weapon? Please tell us.
It is kind of funny that they chose priests to be heroes when historically they never been that good as the people.
But they're saying like these were a result of the church. But the clergies. I know that from Assassin's Creed. But I would say like, how did they get their abilities? Like, were they chosen by God or something, or did the priest manually? Like, did the church manually find them and then train them? Like, how does that work?
Okay.
Also, you could have more fun with the animation.
You know, to be honest, this animation looked far more interesting. Like, even if it was done as a cheap alternative, the animation wasn't too terrible.
That to me just looked drastically cheap. Cowboys and aliens. Oh, what do you think of
this? Is such a weird movie already.
We're just starting off.
Good, because like it started off really dark. You couldn't see anything. To animation, to like you can see everything now. This is a very strange movie already.
She looks too clean for this world. He looks so surprised to learn that when his wife told her, "I'm proud of you," he's just like, "What? You are?"
Mm-hmm. Is that Lily Collins? Oh yeah, it is.
Wait, Lily Collins?
Yeah, Lily Collins.
Oh wait, she's in that one movie with Taylor Lautner, Abduction.
I don't know.
It's the one where it shows the poster.
I know what Abduction is. I just can't remember if she was in it.
No, Lily Collins, because PMI did a track on Abduction, and Lily Collins is alongside Taylor Lautner.
She
looks younger She looks like she's about to turn into a teenager or like
Yeah.
become a woman before abduction.
Did you ever see?
Also, she's in that Zac Efron Netflix movie with Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I forgot the title of the movie. I know what you're talking about.
Not extremely loud. It's the last.
Incredibly violent and something like that.
Extremely wicked, violent action, something like that. But it's the quote that the judge told Ted Bundy, at when his sentence was made.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
Yeah, what is going on? They're in the desert.
Mm-hmm. But at night, so you learn of creatures that come at night.
Oh, is it night?
Yeah. Look at that gun.
I couldn't tell.
We are the Men in Black.
I couldn't tell it was night because they cut from like the desert like morning, afternoon, and they just already into the house.
Oh yeah, and it's night quickly.
Yeah.
But they edited it to night.
I didn't know it was night though. Like I just thought the house was just they had no windows.
Mm-hmm. I like when I think I mentioned this before. When movies like this and where like it's a western, but then they have like advanced technology.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Like I like when they mess with time travel they mess with arrows in time by just adding different elements.
Kind of steampunky.
Not steampunk, but like let's say like it's a western movie, but their technology is like our current technology without the futuristic weapons. It's just like back then, like in the cowboy time, instead of someone having like just like their version of the machine gun being like too heavy, you have to put a turn to it.
Yeah.
That at the guns, their machine guns are the current machine guns we have now, and we're like an AK-47 all the way back then.
This is a very weird
CG world.
Like
Cathedral City.
This feels like they saw Blade Runner and like let's have that as a city.
But a bad.
Yeah.
But
can you brighten up the screen? I can't tell if it's the screen or the movie.
Okay, we're maxed up on brightness. Can you see?
Yeah, I can see now. Okay, now that.
I'm thinking of actually Arkham City. No?
I was thinking more Arkham Knight.
But also before the Arkham game.
Yeah.
So that just proves how good Rocksteady was in making those worlds.
Yeah.
Or that world. But look at that giant fucking cross. It's comedic.
Yeah, so they're in Ireland.
It's basically if they instead of saying like Catholic, it's the Force, right? Like Star Wars. Look at his toy outfit. This is the utopia that many white Catholics want, right? You don't believe in God, you'll be killed.
Have you ever done a confession out of curiosity?
Yes, but years ago now.
That's the only thing that interested me about church was that you can go into a room, say the worst thing, and then you're forgiven. Is that Max von Sydow?
I don't know who that is.
Get the fuck out! Is that really him?
But, yeah. So I like that kind of going back to what I mentioned about the different changes of time. I really like stuff like that. They just like to mess to mess with it.
It's Christopher Plummer.
Mm-hmm. What is he known for?
He replaced Kevin Spacey in that Ridley Scott movie.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. Oh, he was good in that. Yeah. Oh, and he's the guy that originally Ridley Scott wanted, no?
No.
Okay.
So it's when Kevin Spacey got caught.
No, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying like because I remember hearing that Ridley Scott ended up being happy that happened because he always wanted to work with that new actor that they got.
Yeah.
Oh, that was horrible CG. Did you look at that or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
You can't even see it from the way they shot it. I like it now. You can see it.
You can easily see it. It's a giant cross.
I know, but in the shot they had it, the shadow was covering it. Mm. I'm
That's
sorry.
the point that you could talk to priests. Wait, so you're telling me the only priests in this world are those who have the cross on their forehead tattooed? So who are the ones? So who are the ones in that like that are ruling the city? Who are they then if they're not priests? Do you know like the ranking of priests?
There's Pope, Cardinals.
Pope. They may be popes.
Cardinals. And then some other ones I can't think of.
That actor. I've seen him in some and stuff.
It is kind of funny to.
Now this feels like Blade Runner. Look at that little window.
Yeah, that does.
Oh, also it kind of looks like the windows in Dread.
I never saw Dread.
Oh, because like this. Wait, I honestly think that Dread might have actually used this set. Either they used this set or this movie used the set from Dread.
Mm-hmm.
So this lead actor priest guy, who is he? What is he? What is he? What has he been in? Paul Bettany?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here! That's him.
That's him.
He looks different. In this movie, it looks like he's been through shit. But to be fair, that's how his character's supposed to look like.
Yeah, Paul Bettany. See.
Wow, I'm so glad he went on to be more successful than having to do these movies.
Yeah.
Right. Like he's a really good actor, right? Like what was the movie that made many people realize that he's a good actor? Like
I have
really good
no
actor.
idea. I haven't seen him in anything. I know his voice because he was the voice of Jarvis.
He was. You're was. He was.
And then he became Vision, and that was a total waste. And so, I mean, he's not a terrible actor, but I've never seen anything that was like, oh, you know,
Because
like
I
Mark
thought he
Ruffalo.
was. I thought he was like in good, like really good movies.
Let's find out. Let's look at his filmography.
He kind of sounds like the guy who plays Magneto in the original X-Men. Doesn't he?
He did. I'm sorry, he just looked really goofy there.
With the hat?
He was in Solo. I completely fucking forgot about that.
He's in what?
Solo. He was the bad guy in Solo.
Oh yeah, you forgot?
Yeah.
I remembered.
I completely forgot.
He's the main bad guy. He's the gambler dealer or whatever.
Easily the most forgettable character in that movie.
Including that feminist robot.
Yeah, the only reason I remember her because people were bitching about it. That's the only reason I remembered her.
I thought it was funny. And I love when she died.
He was in Legend.
Legend?
Legend, the one with Tom Hardy when he plays.
Oh, okay. It sounded like you said Legends with like a T.
He was in Mordecai. He was in Transcendence.
Oh, poor Paul Bettany.
He was in Blood.
What the fuck is that?
He was in Margin Call, whatever the fuck that is. He was in The Tourist.
I don't know what that is.
He was in Legion.
He was? Who did he play? I think
Michael. I think he was the angel.
So I was right. I said that he kind of looks like the lead from Legion.
Yeah, well, because it is.
And he's actually him.
When did this come out?
2011.
Legion came out 2010.
So he was typecast in religion-based movies.
He was in the Da Vinci Code. In Firewall. Oh, he was in Dogville. Cool.
Dogville? What's Dogville?
It's a movie by Lars von Trier.
It sounds like European. So you like it, right?
He's Danish? I forgot what it's... Beautiful. He was in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh, the really good movie from what I've been hearing.
Suicide Club After the Rain. He doesn't have the greatest of track records.
So the saving grace for his life basically was Avengers. I mean, was Marvel. Was
Marvel, yeah. So I can't tell you if he's a good or not actor. He's not terrible, but
he's good. And I think he's. Look who's back. She says, "It's you from the beginning."
Nothing you can say can convince me he was good as Vision.
No, I'm saying but he's not terrible.
No, but I just nothing has showed me that he's a great actor.
But I think he might be I think he is secretly a Mark Ruffalo type of actor. But the thing is, no one has ever hired him for a role for him to show his acting.
Maybe.
Especially from those movies that you listed off. No way.
No. I'll give him the benefit of that. Maybe it's the movies.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah. But
you're the toy soldiers. Are you gonna break the God's necklace or whatever it's called? A rosemary, is that what it's called?
Yeah, rosemary's.
Okay. Are you gonna break the rosemary? That's 20 years in jail. No, in a cyber cube. That's what they call it, jail. I think there's a movie that has that, no? Like a cyber cube jail. It's Dread.
Oh, there you go. I feel like you'd much rather be watching Dread.
Yeah. No, because this movie is reminding me of Dread, and that's a much better version. 20 years in jail. 20 years in hell, basically. Imagine in this one, they're like, you don't go to jail. What's worse? 20 years in hell. What kind of pitiful gun sounds are those? Wait, so that means he's going really fast right now. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which is not possible because he was going very slow right now. What's that voice? Of course, though, he just killed them. Mm-hmm. You would think they're going to be a bigger deal considering a priest kills innocent soldiers. Instead of just... Wow, those are terrible scars. It reminds me of Jason Statham's horrible tattoos in Death Race.
Yeah.
Imagine as he begins to walk out of the city, lightning comes on, he says, "I do not forgive you."
This is the motorcycle I was talking about.
Of course. There's only one motorcycle. Oh, no, there's several. So you can save their budget. We're leaving the city and only filming in the desert. It reminds me of Spy Kids 3D. Remember that race?
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of that. Poor Paul Bettany. Oh, this looks better. But why is it so dark on him?
I have no idea. Okay.
You're leaving our protection. Man, these popes are so egotistical. Build statues in our honor. Like, don't build a statue about God. Do it on us. Oh, okay, now it's bright in my eyes.
Yeah. Entering Wasteland.
I couldn't tell. This is nice. It looks nice.
Yeah.
It looks real.
That looks like a set.
No, it looks like they have actually... The previous... all these rock things look very good.
Yeah.
That's where that's where all the money must have gone. Who's seeing this? Right?
Yeah.
Who's tracking them? Now that was basically a video game.
Yeah.
Like you're leaving the city, and then it says like as the screen's loading. That's what shows that it's loading.
So like you fast traveled and that's where you're going.
Actually, I wouldn't mind a game like this. I think they could have, like, with a better story in the game. Mm-hmm. Like, I think this could have been good. I mean, like, I think this would have been better as a game. Mm-hmm. There haven't been that many games. The last game that involves like vampires and like action adventure was The Order 1886. And from what I hear, that was just like some it was bad or it was just mediocre.
Vampire came out. That was a movie game. Sorry.
Yeah, like this year, wasn't it? 2019.
Yeah. It was by the people that did Life is Strange. But from what I hear, it's 50-50. It's not...
but if it was by Life is Strange, the company that made Life is Strange, then I mean more of
It's not the same type of game though. It's
no, that's what I mean. No, that's why when I mean game, I mean like action adventure game. That's what I mean.
Wait, what?
When I mean like this game this movie could have been a game. And more of the action adventure, like when you think of game, you think of game, not the game that's Life is Strange type of game.
Yeah.
Okay, The Clergy. I'm the sheriff of these parks. Get the hell out of my town.
Hey, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at who this guy is. I know I've seen them in some other stuff, but bad stuff.
That's the guy that entered the
Dungeon.
yeah.
Do you even know what that reference is?
Mm. He's the guy that went looking for the priest, right?
Mm-hmm.
His name, the actor's name is Cam. I'm gonna pronounce his surname wrong. Gigande.
Wait, what has he been in?
He's been in Twilight.
What was he in Twilight?
James.
Oh, I think I know who James is.
He's been in Never Back Down.
Don't know.
He's been in Assimilate, Ice, Black Site. He's been in
Anything in Relevance.
Magnificent Seven.
Was he one of the 7?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay, whatever. Move on.
Just Twilight. He's James.
I couldn't give her the great vision that you wanted her to have in the farm. And then Paul Bettany tells his brother like, how's Wanda? and then his brother just tells him like well, as of late she's been acting more like a crazy witch. A crazy what? No, a crazy bitch. Oh, okay. And it says don't forget $1 in the swear jar. What do you say?
Promise me something, brother. Kill them all.
Pathetic.
Which incidentally is my favorite Metallica album. Kill 'Em All.
It's a song?
It's an album.
Oh. I'm not surprised.
I'm not even paying attention to him. What he's saying.
So she's dead. Oh no, that means that she's already dead. In God's hands.
God, yeah.
Oh, he was a sheriff. What do you plan to do with that? Why did they give him the badge? The Paul Bettany looks like he hasn't eaten in a while.
A bit, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. These are for you.
Hey, there you go.
Oh, but I was off. It's only good when I say it perfectly in sync, or if I say it before they do. Going back into service, even though we just told the other guy you can't. So were they just living their own lives?
Yeah, I think so. Oh yeah, yeah. He looks ridiculous.
He kind of looks like the villain in
This lady is the lady. No, that's not
no,
a
no,
lady.
no,
This lady.
Yeah. He kind of looks like the main villain from Mortal Kombat 11.
I don't know which one.
Um,
I was gonna say Quan Chi, but I.
no. Quan Chi dies in that one. What's his name? Yeah, this looks very cheap. Right, look at this. Oh, what's this? He gets dirt and says, "In the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit," as he throws the dirt. Oh, he did it. No, he didn't. I was hoping he did. Let's go, cowpoke.
Maybe because of the video game thing you said, but I honestly thought he was going to do like Ezio and like Requiesce and Pache. And just...
What's the name of the place where they have like the salt lakes? You know which one I mean?
I'm trying. I don't know the place, unfortunately.
So there's vampires called familiars in them. It's an odd name, familiars.
That is a weird name.
Excuse me. You think that was ADR?
It sounds that way to be honest.
I wonder if these guys actually rode the bikes or it was just the stunt doubles.
I would say stunt doubles.
They're a try. That was an odd cut.
Yeah. He says that, but they're going in.
Are we gonna get an action scene right now?
We're gonna get a what?
An action scene right now. I feel like we are. Oh, this movie is just going. It's like it's just continuing.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like there's an actual like something's happening. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I totally feel that way.
Yeah, like I'm like they set up that okay, we're going off to save the woman.
Lily Collins.
But yeah, the Lily Collins. But it doesn't feel like it. If it just feels like we're just like the movie's just going. It doesn't feel like the movie has stopped to say what it's doing. Am I right or?
Yeah, absolutely.
It just feels completely off here. So I don't know what these people are. Who's protecting them? Your own version of God? Wait, so he gets a little bit disgusted from watching a chicken head being cut off?
Yeah.
In this world of vampires and death? And how are you the sheriff of your city? Right?
Yep.
Boom, attacked.
I thought he was gonna jump down.
I would see the priest doing that.
That's right.
Cue in Doom music. That's it, right?
Yep.
Okay. I thought I got it wrong.
That's... That just looks like glue.
Oh, that's how the way of getting glue in this world is through the vampire stuff. Or actually, the cement. That's their version of cement. Scary.
Ah!
What was that?
I was pretending to be scared.
No, but okay. That was so comedic. Shh, 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 shh. What was that?
I don't know. I thought he stepped on like teeth or something.
Now Resident Evil. You play Resident Evil 5?
No, but I've seen gameplay footage.
If it doesn't feel like a little bit of that, or like those infected humans in Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They look like that, yeah, now that you mention it, yeah.
You suck, boy.
Yeah.
Like Kratos from Gears of War.
What happened to I'm good with the knife and gun?
That's why. They needed that moment. So here's the action scene to show him being a badass. Let's see how this looks.
Wait, we saw the priest take out guards in the city. Why would this be any different?
What do you mean?
Like the setup, like to show how badass he was, but we saw him take out guards, really quick.
Okay.
It's like, how would this be any different?
That's a pitiful stab. Right?
Yeah.
Ten seconds?
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi.
Just skip from 4 to 8. What do you think? You see it's getting night. They already from the fingers they look like the lickers from Resident Evil. Remember those?
I'm trying to remember.
There's like the ones that have no eyes that
yeah, yeah.
on their foreheads and have the giant tongue. Copy and paste lickers. Yep, right?
Nah, the liquors had more detail to them.
Oh, it's just a smooth body.
Yeah.
Oh, learn what he chucks away. That fake blood. It's like the CG blood.
Yeah.
Oh, so that you're supposed to say wow because he was a badass there.
Was I?
Yeah. So now that you know, are you gonna say it?
No.
Okay. Oh, you know what this kind of reminds me of? If Zack Snyder directed this, but except for his cinematography is much more high budget.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see Zack Snyder-esque with this? No. And where the story is very, very little and everything else takes over. Actually, now that I say that, no, I don't think so, because this is not at all well done as good as Zack Snyder's cinematography.
Yeah.
That's one thing we both agree on. As a director, he is really good at making things look amazing.
Yeah.
Visually. This looks like nothing. He's just been standing there. Damn, you suck, boy. Oh, and he thinks the priest wouldn't be able to handle one vampire after he saw take 3 or 4 on at the same time. Yeah, like those are actions. Okay, they went to this place. They talked for a little bit. Action scene. Then they talked for a little bit. Another action scene. Mm-hmm. Now we're here. It's all moving as if like nothing. the movie is moving as if nothing is happening, and we're just continuing on.
Yeah.
It's not. I was thinking about some stuff, because before superhero movies, were there even people that really went to the theater for any movie at all in general? Even before the Dark Knight series, before Christopher Nolan, and before the Marvel movies, like, what other big budget movies were there? There weren't that many and rare. If you were lucky, you had one.
So let's say 2008. That's when the start happened.
Okay.
That's when Iron Man came out. That's when Dark Knight came out.
What about Batman? No, we can't. Batman Begins doesn't count.
But no,
Oh wait, it does. Is it blockbuster?
It is. But I always say Dark Knight.
Not okay. Let me.
But I count
non-superhero. Non-superhero.
No, that's like what I'm saying. 2008 is where like superheroes really took off.
Okay.
And then, let's say 2000, because I think 1999 still had superhero movies, or comic book movies. No, not superhero movies.
But successful movies that weren't superheroes.
I'm trying to think early 2000s. What was there? I think if anything, it was just much more drama.
Wait, how was he able to get there if the base is on a train and he was in a car? Okay, so go. Sorry.
Yeah, I can't think of any movies from the early 2000s.
Yeah, because that's the thing. People hate superhero movies, but there weren't. Before them, the only movie that did well was like Avatar.
That's true.
And before then, the big there weren't that many big budget movies overall anyway of any kind. And the movies that did come out in theaters, not that many people saw anyway, and many of them weren't even good.
Yeah.
So I know people are upset with superhero movies. That a lot of them are, and big budget box office are superhero movies. But again, but if they weren't in theaters, no other movie would be in theaters that's big budget, because no one would care.
Mm-hmm.
And then because like there were still some good movies, but they were still so little and far between in those years. And then the only time we started to see good movies was really these last few years. Right now it's 2019. These last few years we had some amazing and incredible indie movies that wouldn't have existed, that didn't exist years ago before the superhero movies. Like, when I could think of, the one movie I could think of that's really amazingly good, but was like grossing, was just like it earned the money back, was Zodiac, which had Robert Downey Jr. before Iron Man, Mark Ruffalo before being associated with Marvel, Jake Gyllenhaal or Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who was it?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
I forgot the name.
Yeah.
What the fuck that happened?
Three amazing actors, and they're both, all three of them are amazing in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
But no way that movie earned millions and millions of dollars.
No.
Yeah, but it was a really good movie, like probably the best one of that year, I'm assuming. Because what other movie do you think could even come close to that?
Well, to be honest, I don't remember any early 2000s movies.
Besides Spider-Man, X-Men, and Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four, right.
Any other movie from back then? Also, The Matrix and The Mummy.
Well, The Matrix was the 90s.
No, the original Matrix, but but the first one, but the sequels were in the 2000s.
In 2000s, yeah.
That was probably one of the only ones that wasn't based on. That was loosely based off a book, right?
No.
It was completely. I thought it was based off a book.
No, people say that the Wachowskis ripped off a book.
Okay, but in the end, they didn't.
He didn't. They.
Okay, yeah. So that's one of the last few movies I can remember that was fully original, general audience and film people loved, and that had its own series. To some, like, you know how it ends. For them, people, it ended badly.
Yeah.
The movies were just bad. But then that was one of those few movies that was able to break those, to break through that barrier of it being a new property and people and getting a wide audience to watch it.
Yeah.
As I'm saying that people may hate superhero movies, but then because of them, that led to other openings for other movies. Yeah. Anything you want to say to the stuff I'm saying?
Well,
I'm pretty sure.
Now that you mention it, the transition from the 90s to the 2000s was a very odd one, because 90s is when independent films really came to its own. That's where we got Pulp Fiction. That's where we got Wes Anderson, Sex, Lies, and Videotape. Then the 90s from
Scream. That was important.
Scream. 90s, even the 90s gave us even had a higher foreign market. Because Lars von Trier had some, even in the early 2000s, he made some good hits here. But the thing is, the 90s really suffered with blockbusters. Because we got like Godzilla, the one with Matthew Broderick. Independence Day. We got the blockbusters that were big were foreign, and that were big and successful were very foreign. In between, yeah.
Jurassic Park.
The
Matrix,
Independence Day.
The Mummy to some degree. No, Men in Black. The Mummy, would you say that?
I would say the first one.
It was a surprise hit. I think it was one of those that it took some time in the theater, but then more people went to the theater.
Then you get to the 2000s, and then blockbusters weren't as big. I'm trying to remember, because the 90s had really, besides those big ones, a lot of them didn't make their money back. So I think 90s you didn't see.
Oh, the early 2000s for movies were very, very different.
Very different. I think that's what, you know how I mentioned you would see like these, like, they might be high budgeted because of the actors, but it felt very. It didn't take much. Like, it was more like family dramas. Like I told you see like these big name actors, and the only thing that with the story was like, oh, they trying to get along or trying to do something. Like something you could like film at a house and then like in certain locations.
Yeah, cheapest way possible.
Because then even indie movies none came to the same degree as the 90s.
Yeah.
Because even Tarantino, he got Kill Bill and then he went to Death Proof, which didn't do so well. It wasn't until actually 2000.
Was it Django?
It was Inglourious Bastards.
Oh,
that brought
yeah.
him back. Because after Kill Bill, because I think separating the movie into 2 volumes is, I think, what kind of killed some of the momentum.
I wouldn't think of it.
Because it wasn't until Inglourious Bastards that we realized Tarantino is great again. Because after Pulp Fiction, it made Jackie Brown, which was a sleeper hit. Nothing too extravagant.
But it was, to many people, it's their favorite Quentin Tarantino movie because they love the dialogue.
Yeah.
But then the one movie that got him that has the great dialogue and action was Django.
Was Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Inglourious Bastards.
It's Pinky from Doom. Yeah.
No, I would say the early 2000s saw a really weird
not variety, but weird movies.
And I won't say until the late 2000s is where we got that.
Something hit. Something landed. And do you think it was the Dark Knight? I mean, Christopher Nolan and Iron Man, or what do you think?
I think with Christopher Nolan, he was able to bring back the idea of people getting excited to see a director.
Okay.
Because I think before that, I can't think of any directors. Like now, like people hear Christopher Nolan, like you're gonna see something that was worth going to the theater for. Because he's always big action and all that.
Yeah.
And the story more or less you could follow, and they tend to do very well. And with Iron Man, we saw the change in action because the early 2000s. We had the Bourne trilogy.
The what?
The Bourne trilogy.
The Bourne or the Bourne?
Bourne.
What's Bourne?
Matt Damon.
It's called Bourne.
I always heard it pronounced the Bourne.
I always heard it called Bourne. Like the E is silent. No, look, I forgot. Watch this. She threw rocks for him to walk on.
Huh. So I guess he really is just.
Oh, that looked terrible. That landing. That would have been cool if it was real blood and a real monster. Oh, sorry, go. But don't lose your train of thought.
Born. I always heard it pronounced born. No, there's a U in there.
No, yeah, born.
Born.
No, but I heard it born. Like the O and U are together. Born.
But in the film, they use born.
Born. They say born?
Yeah.
I never heard of it. To be fair, I only saw the latest.
No, you're right. Born trilogy.
Yeah, Born trilogy.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
The Born trilogy. That changed how action movies were made.
Oh, we forgot the late 90s and early 2000s Star Wars. The prequels.
Prequels, right?
Many Star Wars fans didn't like them, but they earned money. Those suckers earned money, especially 3.
Actually, really? 3?
Yeah, especially 3.
I don't know.
Yeah. Because it was the end of the whole series that people
kept pushing out. Yeah. I forgot about that.
I think episode 3 was close on the time The Matrix Revolution came out. I remember those two being really big deals. Because it was the end of those two big franchises.
Yeah.
But Star Wars has its own thing, but like you get the right idea. But yeah, we have the movie things.
Yeah, I would say early 2000s we saw like I think 90s because in anything it goes up and down.
Yeah.
So I would say from the mid to early to mid 90s we saw a peak in like filmmaking with indie movies and with the blockbusters.
Not that much, but there was a peak.
There was a peak, and then I would say heading late 90s, heading to the early 2000s, we saw a drop in quality films. Sure, there could be some, but I think generally that's an era we just mostly forgot about.
Because to be fair, there weren't that many good movies.
Besides, like you said, Star Wars, and then the few X-Men movies and Spider-Man movies.
I think the only ones that were good were the ones that were based off of something or a sequel to something that people already knew. I legitimately think that was it.
Even the Oscar movies, I couldn't tell you anything from the ones that won Oscars.
Maybe the one that where Robert Downey Jr. portrayed Charlie Chaplin.
That was in the 90s.
Okay, nice. Okay, so never mind. That was wrong.
Yeah. Shit. After that, because he had his drug problem, so he went.
Yeah, the early 2000s where he had drug problems, right?
Yeah.
Which kind of makes sense considering the early 2000s where everything was fucked up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Go on, continue. There's a lot of grain right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say early 2000s to the mid, it was just like a lull of movies. If anything, because even Wes Anderson suffered, because after the Royal Tenenbaums, he had Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, which many people didn't like, many critics did not like. And it wasn't until him until his next movie, which I think was
Fantastic Mr. Fox?
Fantastic Mr. Fox, and there was another one, Moonrise Kingdom, that brought him back again.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot Moonrise
So
Kingdom.
I think the early 2000s was a breeding ground.
What?
Was a breeding ground, the early 2000s.
Wes Anderson.
No, but for other directors.
Okay.
Because Christopher Nolan, 2000s, he had Memento, he had...
which is a big deal considering... but it was only successful to a small group of people. Yeah.
But you could see where it would track, because after that he made Insomnia,
Don't know.
which many people didn't care for, but it's a decent enough remake. And then he went on to make, I believe, Batman Begins, which was okay. And then The Prestige, which many people liked. And then he went on to Dark Knight. And then you see. So I think the early 2000s, for directors, you would see future success. But currently in the early 2000s, you would see moderate to almost no success.
Mm-hmm.
So if anything, I think the 2000s is what led to really a fantastic time of films. Because after 2008, we had Dark Knight, we had Inception. We had, Inarritu's films. Guillermo del Toro came out with Pan's Labyrinth in 2007.
Del Toro, Mexicano.
Yeah. Cuarón came out with Children of Men.
Okay, Children of Men.
Came out with that. Tarantino came out with Glorious Bastards and Django
Zodiac.
Zodiac.
One of my favorite movies ever.
Exactly.
Then something like Iron Man.
Iron Man. That led to the whole MC.
Yeah, that started the MCU. The Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
And a variety of other indie movies that we we haven't seen.
A24 it wasn't formed until like
Spring Breakers.
Yeah, Spring Breakers.
Until when Spring Breakers came out.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say right now we're lucky that we're in a period of time where the creativity is unlimited.
And now, because people can literally anybody can make a movie.
Anybody can make a movie. So I guess with superhero it's just a love-hate thing, because there are talented people behind the scenes.
You know them
working. In those films.
And because of their success from those big budget movies, they then have the money to make other stuff. Yep. Okay, like for example,
we completely ignore this movie.
I'm really like see, Carl Urban's a vampire now, but I really like our conversation. Yeah. Like a great example, Taika Waititi. I'm probably saying his name wrong. He's a very indie director. He did What We Do in the Shadows. That other movie with who's the lead in Jurassic Park? What's his name?
Chris Pratt?
No, Jurassic Park, not Jurassic World.
Jurassic Park.
So Sam Elliott.
No,
Sam Elliott.
No, Sam Elliott is the guy from
Jurassic Park.
No.
Oh, who's he?
Sam Elliott is the guy from The Big Lebowski with the mustache.
Oh, who's
Sam Neill.
Sam Neill. He the one the other movie where the wild things live. Remember?
Vaguely, yeah.
Yeah, it stars Sam
Neill.
Sam Neill, and the little fat kid from Deadpool 2.
Oh really?
Yeah, him.
Oh no, I was thinking of that summer movie he made.
Don't know, but okay, yeah. He made those. Then he got Thor Ragnarok. Mm-hmm. Many people did not know who Taika was, but we did. Yeah, he's a very different indie filmmaker.
Yeah.
And they got him for Thor. They got him. Oh wait, look, action scene. Do you want to see this, or you want me to keep talking?
No, keep talking because you're gonna lose your train of thought.
Okay. You can watch it. I'll just think of what I'm thinking. I'll just say what I'm thinking. And then they got him for Thor Ragnarok, and then, excuse me, that movie changed everybody's perspective on Thor. Mm-hmm. And the way that changed Thor's character in the Marvel movies. Mm-hmm. And then after that, it was just and then a few days ago, the trailer was revealed for a new movie that he's made involving Hitler. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goes JoJo and something, and then
JoJo Bunny. I think
JoJo Bunny, and then from that, I'm pretty sure it's gonna help his career for new audiences who follow him now and say, "Whoa, he's making this new weird movie."
Yeah.
And then now he's gonna get much more audiences to see his movies, which will lead to new actors and new writers and stuff who work with him to get more exposure from different people, which will lead to better things. That's a positive aspect from those indie people, or just really good workers in the film world to get more exposure for other things. Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't happen to some directors or writers, but I think that's because it's the fault on the writers or directors or actors because they don't try to do something else different.
Right.
I think that's where I stand on that. That in a way I fault the people in the Marvel movies who don't bother to try to do anything else.
Right.
Because like Taka is doing stuff. Yeah. Dave Bautista is doing stuff. Like Guardians launched his career. Dave Bautista.
Yeah.
And launched his career. Then in the other stuff that he was in, 007, what was Spectre. He was good in that. He didn't say anything. He was great in Blade Runner 2049.
I saw that the other day. He was actually really good in that.
Yeah, and we already said that he was great, but now it's proven to you that he was good.
He was given just a small amount of time, like no more than 10 minutes in total.
And he was great with what he got.
They gave him, he really made an impact.
Yeah. And like that basically is launching his career, and now he's doing other things that he wouldn't have gotten if not for Guardians. So as I'm saying, like, yes, there are faults with superhero movies, but you also have to try and see the good side of it, and not just be clouded by negative things.
I would say also that
I was also that was me just saying a wide message to people in general. Like, you don't have to be so angry towards it.
I would say even now, I think foreign filmmakers have found a message, a foot in here, in the States.
I'm sorry.
Foreign filmmakers who were able to make success here. Because like I was thinking, like you said, Blade Runner 94. The director Denis Villeneuve,
hit that guy.
The French Canadian guy
who did
he did Arrival.
Arrival, which is another great movie. That would you think that movie would have been made years ago?
You know, if it would have been made, it would never have been successful.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That was amazingly successful.
Yeah,
more people should have seen that.
Exactly. But no, because he had success in his native Canada.
Native Canada.
But you know, over here is where we are now. He got involved in Blade Runner 2049, and that was turned out to be a very fantastic film. And now he's gonna work in the new Dune films.
Oh yeah, which apparently he's getting a bunch of amazing actors into it. And
then even Nicholas Winding Refn, the guy who did Drive, he made it big because he got Ryan Gosling, he got a lot of American actors. That made him big. Then he made Only God Forgives, people didn't like. But you know, that's still he's now launching his own TV series here.
Really?
Yeah, Miles Teller's in it.
I didn't know this. You gotta tell me about that more. Yeah,
he's in it, and then you know,
the guy who made fucking Hereditary.
Hereditary, yeah.
Yeah, and then with Midsommar. Those movie concepts.
Yeah.
Like that would have been made years ago. I was saying, like, yeah, there are.
The only thing you can complain about is Disney owning a lot of media companies. Because that is frightening.
But to be fair, that's a company side of things.
No, I know, but that you can't say that doesn't affect the creativity.
Yes.
Of certain people. Yes. Because
sorry, go continue.
Because I heard Disney wanted to trademark and copyright Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead. The skulls, anything associated with it, they wanted to trademark.
Wait, so that if they did, does that mean like no one could put a skull on their movie?
Not without paint. No, not without paint. Disney.
Are you kidding me?
There's an article about it.
Holy fuck!
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah. And it was around the time Coco was being released, I believe. It was before.
Oh, doesn't that make sense?
That makes sense. That's what I'm saying. The only thing you should be complaining about is that Disney owns a lot of the competition. They're competing with themselves.
Damn, those.
That's like. As
much I didn't know they were that petty.
They're the ones. They're the reason they've held on to. That's why Mickey Mouse is in public.
Well, I know about that whole thing. Yeah, I took a class and then I took a film law class and he explained that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, as much as that, you know, that's why we should have A24 and other independent film production and distributors exist.
Going way too fast. Calm down.
Yeah, because Disney owns a lot. For better or for worse, they own a lot.
Sounds worse. That thing were they successful?
No, they did. They decided to back out. They didn't.
They decided
because
there was too much against them.
There was too much criticism against them. Obvious as there should be.
No, but and like in the suit, I mean, in their filing for that, like was the court basically saying to them like, no, you can't own this?
The court they
were they gonna agree with them?
Who knows? They could have.
Well, yeah, they could have. I'm saying, where was that?
No, as far as I know, they decided to. It was an idea, and they had written it down, but they didn't go through with it. They didn't actually submit it to.
Okay, that was leaked. So, was that basically a leak?
No, it wasn't.
Or was that like a release?
No. They had submitted. How's it called? It was in progress to be seen by the court, but they had submitted it. And he goes, here's what we want to do. Here's our trademark. And they submitted it to the offices, but the people that actually review it hadn't seen it yet. Because, you know, it's public, you know, what you submit for trademark and all that.
Public domain.
Yeah. Oh, public.
Oh, is that public domain? Yeah.
I think, if I remember correctly, my media law, right? And then people saw that, like, hey, Disney wants to trademark Day of the Dead.
And anything associated with it. And that's a fucking holiday in Mexico.
Exactly.
You can't trademark that.
That's what people were saying. That is just, how is this going to affect, you know, not only in the States, but in Mexico, where, you know, it's celebrated. So then, people were, like, a whole bunch of guys were like,
that's something Disney wanted Mexico to pay for.
Exactly. So they pulled it out. They pulled it out of the instance for the people to view it.
Damn. Ooh, to me that's a whole other argument.
Yeah.
That's not film related. But also, the reason they have so much money is because of film.
Exactly. But I will say now we have much more interesting films now than we did back in the
Going back to
2000s.
films.
Yeah. Hell, even television.
Television. I really think it's because of Netflix. Ever since Netflix started making their own shows, that's when everybody else, TV in general, starts thinking like, wait, we need better programming. Am I right or no?
I wouldn't say it would be just Netflix.
I think they started it.
No, I would think
Okay.
AMC started with Mad Men, because that was a show.
Was that before Netflix?
Yes.
Okay.
That helped with
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. There's a great article by, I think it was.
So we may not have loved Breaking Bad, or
I
frankly
did.
even. Huh?
I did.
Okay, you loved
Up to season 3. I think season 4 or 5 are very weak.
it. Okay, I'm saying I liked it, and then I found, to me, there's many faults that I have with it, but I can understand why people love it so much.
Yeah. Variety. That's the art. There's a Variety article that talked about the importance of AMC. That
They risked a lot of things with Breaking Bad. I know that.
because Mad Men came out and it was a smash hit. Like it got a lot of
AMC.
views. Yeah.
Okay.
Because Mad Men it was a drama show that relied heavily on dialogue and characters. That was what it says. Breaking Bad came out and then the creator Vince Gillian said that he's grateful that Netflix exists because it was actually after a season ends they would put the season. But that's where Breaking Bad got a lot of its popularity. Breaking Bad got a lot of its popularity because a lot of people saw it on Netflix.
Because now people didn't have AMC back then.
And they didn't have cable.
Yeah.
So you'd see that, and they would try to watch Breaking Bad.
That's good. That was thanks to Netflix also.
Thanks to Netflix. And Netflix were like, hey, we should start making our own shit, which was House of Cards.
That was the first one, right?
Which was the first TV program to be from a streaming service to
of
get
any kind, yeah.
To get nominated for I think Emmys.
Okay.
Yeah.
But also, then it was Orange is the New Black.
Orange is the New Black,
which is ending in 2019.
Yes, ending
last season. 2019, right now.
And then it was those two shows because I can't think of anything else that came out.
She's not a stranger.
I don't
There you
know
go. Now you know the twist being the girl is his daughter.
Okay, cool. I think the only time Netflix is over through is films. They've never even
that one great movie. Yeah.
Surprisingly, they got a lot of.
What about that one that was directed by that Spanish director that was nominated for an Oscar that really upset Steven Spielberg? Remember? It was like a Mexican, like had a Mexican cast. It was actually nominated for Oscars. It played in theaters.
Roma.
Yeah. That was one, wasn't it? Like it was. I think it was made and then Netflix decided to
distribute it.
Yeah, and distribute it, and then because of that, officially it was the first Netflix property nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. So that was the first one that now they're actually nominated. But yeah.
But I will say that Netflix for film side, it might not the actual films, but they have been met with like resistance because I know at the Cannes Film Festival, Okja, the movie about the girl and the
pig, yeah.
The pig.
I remember reading about that. Yeah,
yeah. That Cannes wanted Netflix to not show the film, not to release the film on their streaming service until after 2 years.
Oh yeah, that whole thing.
And Netflix is like, no, that's how we make our money. That people see it through streaming. So they didn't. So they said, "Fuck off! Then we're not gonna have this movie. We'll show it, but we can't nominate or anything." And it was met with a lot of boos. But that's more from
at the
premiere.
Netflix. No, at Netflix.
No, at the film itself. Like when they showed it, people booed.
Okay.
But boos are very weird in Cannes because sometimes boos are like they hate the film, or sometimes they would boo it because they actually like it. It's just a weird tradition they have.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, so that's completely out of context. Those boos.
Yeah. So it really depends.
That was a nice shot.
Yeah. And Steven Spielberg has come out.
Look who vampires got. Followers that are humans who believe in the vampire cult.
And then Spielberg came out saying things again on Netflix that they should be only nominated for TV films, not films as we know them. Like
what do you stand on? What do you stand? Do you agree or disagree with the man that can literally bury your career? Right? You gotta be careful when you go up against them. If you even think that.
I mean, I always wondered if in theaters, like, someone actually, like, puts their Netflix account and just shows the movie on the big screen.
I think it's kind of cool. They could do that
Yeah,
now.
they could do that now. I'm just thinking, like, why can't they just do that? But,
That's why I said about the Castlevania thing.
yeah. But without, like, Netflix knowing, like, just, like, a one-time thing, and it's only at that theater, you know? Something local.
Literally one time screening
Yeah.
at this time.
Yeah, something like that. I get where Spielberg comes from because, you know, he came from
Film.
so I could understand that. However, I can't help with things like...
Also, poor Carl Urban, he's in this
Yeah.
movie also. He's a really good actor.
He really is.
Yeah. We'll talk about them later. If we even make it.
Well, the thing is, though, the movies he talks about, they get nominated. Like, the small films that
Look,
get
all these look so comedic. They look like movie bombs. You saw them, right?
I didn't get a chance to...
Oh, they're like movie dynamites. Like, perfectly movies.
Thing is, going to theater it's, you know, they're trying really hard to get people back into the seats. Like, they're trying with 4D.
Oh, look, the Queen saved him.
There's even talks of having a theater with 3 screens. I think it's a Japanese or Tokyo, a Korean based company that wanna bring that here, where it's 3 screens. The first one in the middle and then 2 on the sides. The first one, the one in the middle, is traditional, and on the sides, it's not extra stuff. It's just more colors. So, like, say, because they've done it for Far From Home. So, an example would be when they're in Italy and you see all that bright colors. The screens on the side will reflect those colors. So you see the sky blue and the orange from the town.
Okay.
Reflect that to get it more immersive or whatever. It's been successful from where they're based at, but they want to bring that here.
Okay.
And so I'm thinking that's like because
Look, the bombs. They're comedic.
Wow, they really are.
Yeah, they're movie bombs.
It don't even look like dynamite. It just just looks like a plastic tube.
Yeah, right. Okay, sorry, go.
So with Spielberg movies, like you know what? Yeah, I do like going to the theater, but I do realize it's really hard to convince people to go because
It's really hard. What?
Convince people to go sometimes because it's expensive. Depending on which theater you go, you know the food's always overpriced. If you
That's why I don't eat. That's why I eat before I go.
Yeah, that's why. And you know, depending on the movie, you know, he's like, fuck it, waste of money and all that.
That was a horrible fly. The way she flew, that was horrible. But yeah.
So I could kind of see. But the thing is, you know, not everybody can go to the theater, but everybody has a TV in their home. So why would you go against
internet now? Basically,
Yeah.
almost everybody.
Almost everybody, and then almost everybody has good internet connection.
Fine.
Moderate, but enough to watch.
To stream a movie.
Yeah. So it's just like, dude, like streaming's gonna happen regardless. Theaters, if they don't disappear, they'll become just a novelty. So I think films don't have to change. You have to change how films are. The Academy has to recognize streaming services more. Directors have to recognize that more. I know Christopher Nolan is like, oh, I like, going.
He'll be one of those directors that would prefer.
But the thing is, though, he actually knows how to make the theater experience worth it.
I know that, yeah.
Yeah, because even like his IMAX screening, the 70mm we saw of Dunkirk, like he actually knows how to get people into this. So did Constantino.
Okay, she killed him.
Woo!
Woo! Sorry, go. So I cheered.
Yeah. But the thing is, those movies.
Look. My toy failed me.
But again, those movies are big. Marvel movies are big, so you kind of have to see them in the big. What about the movies that aren't big?
And those movies are more fun with an audience.
Yeah. Yeah, but what about small movies like an A20? Not even like a very small movie. Like we're just pure dialogue. Are they gonna survive in the theaters, or are they gonna survive better in your home, in someone's home?
A ghost story.
A ghost story. Yeah.
Can you imagine a full theater of people watching a ghost story?
Exactly.
And being quiet for all those moments when nothing is being said.
The like was 10 minute of her just eating a pie.
Yeah.
That was great. But you have to realize, that probably won't make a lot of money in the theater. But you put it in the stream, it might get a lot of streaming from just like
Random people.
Yeah, random people.
Not too fast, Carl Urban. Infinity Stone. I'm sorry. Go.
So I always want to tell people like you're only saying that because you want to get nominated, but you're getting nominated from people who like go to one of our theaters that aren't so big or so fucking glamorous. Then you could say yeah, fine. Because I do think he comes from
who
Spielberg. He's only viewing it from like the ArcLight and shit. Like those theaters he wants.
Those are expensive, man. Those are when I think of expensive movies, I think of the ArcLight.
That's what I mean. Like he was probably like we'll go to one of our theaters. Like,
there's some moments that where we have small movies.
Yeah.
I saw Midsummer in my theater.
There's
The Witch I saw in my theater.
Yeah.
Of all things, The Witch.
Yeah.
Oh man, Green Room, that one very indie movie. I saw that in. I'm sorry, not in theater. I got it on DVD, but it was playing in my theater. I didn't have the time. I couldn't find the time to go see it.
Right.
But there are some indie movies I couldn't see. Like that one movie that by the director that I told you I was gonna watch this movie, and in a very small theater, and you said that you're glad you're not gonna watch it in the theater.
Climax.
Yeah, Climax.
Climax.
Like I saw that. Like that wasn't playing in my theater at all. So I had to go to Hollywood and find that really small theater to see it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
So that's what I was just like. Sometimes the movies I really want to watch they're too far and too expensive, because like I'd rather just wait for streaming.
And the only way to see them is through me, because I drive you there.
Exactly. So that, and before, like in the 70s, like once the movie was out of theater, like that was it. Like there's no like you either want to watch it on TV that hopefully they showed it, or you just didn't watch it ever again. So now with the benefit of physical media and digital streaming, that if a movie you don't see in the theater, you can watch it. You can watch it. So I do think that I think he has a very old guard attitude to that. I always wondered if the reason he got mad because he hasn't been nominated for a while. I know he got nominated for The Bridge, which Lord knows fucking why.
Oh, just like your father. You didn't. Oh, those typical lines. You never knew. He never told you. We're seeing.
Oh, he did stop. It looked like he aimed just above the shoulder.
Okay, we're seeing these good actors that could do better. And this
Almost Human. I think that was the show Carl Urban was in.
Oh, he's in The Boys right now on Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
Where like they play those superhero movies. I mean those superheroes. I want to. Yeah, it's funny. I'm interested in seeing that show. Mainly because of Carl Urban. Why shouldn't you're just going forward? You don't have to.
Yeah, like you don't.
Was he? Is she praying to him or God?
To God.
Okay, whatever. But okay, yeah. So movies. Any more you want to say?
No, now that you mentioned that, yeah, the early 2000s was a weird fucking time.
We mentioned that a while ago.
Yeah. I'm thinking about it. You know what? Right now, it's like...
It could be worse.
Could be worse.
So far, it's actually good.
Thankfully, the worst Marvel movies tend to be just average.
Yeah. They're not DC.
They're not DC, so...
So the weapon they were building up is that little cross knife. Right?
I think so. She's really pale.
I think she's always like that. In Abduction, she's very pale. And like very thin. She have freckles or is that just dirt?
I think that's just dirt. Did you ever see City of Bones?
Nope.
Or Mortal Instruments, whatever the fuck that shit was called?
Wait, did he hypnotize her to go to sleep?
I think so.
I like that his vampire teeth are actually like old school vampire teeth.
Right.
The next thing you know, Disney said we're gonna copyright vampires, and then like, wait a minute, does that mean you're gonna own Universal and their movies, right? Ooh, I like the blood that came out when he took out the knife. No.
Yep.
Yeah.
They could not have seen her.
Oh yeah, they did. They shouldn't have, but they did.
Oh, I thought she was gonna gung ho.
Oh, me too. I am God. No, I am Jesus. I am the second coming for the vampires. Next thing you know, the vampires' religion is Catholics, but just the opposite.
Just vampires.
Yeah, like their prophet of Jesus is a human vampire. That was so funny. Those are his limited scars. I love you. Kisses his own daughter. Yeah. Anything else you could think of for talking about movies?
The one thing I do miss are menus.
My husband. Your husband? You miss what?
Menus.
Menus on what?
Menus and DVDs.
Do DVDs not have menus anymore?
No, they're very boring.
No, not creative.
It's just a static image and play and scene and languages, and that's it.
What happened to the games? Spy Kids 3D had a game on there.
Like that, I got pissed off when I bought The Wolf of Wall Street on Blu-ray. Came with a steel case. I was like, cool.
I'll take it if you don't want it.
I saw it, and the only bonus feature was like a 3-minute clip of just talking to the actors and Scorsese.
That's boring.
That was it.
Not even a commentary track?
Not even a commentary
That would be great to listen to.
Nothing. Like that was the only... That in the trailer, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else was on the goddamn Blu-ray.
He's actually dead.
That's the one thing I do miss about the early 2000s is that their menus are creative. As a fucking terrible way to navigate, to go through it.
Mm-hmm.
But they were at least fun. That's the one thing I do miss. And menus are fun.
Look at this. That's how the movie ends. You're interrupting a church session. Wait, wouldn't a church be bigger than that? It's so small.
There's some small churches.
Yeah, look at that. Considering how this religion has taken over the entire city, you would think the church would be huge.
Yeah.
Like the big and the one in Spain, or several ones. The several ones that are in Spain. It's still a CG head. Lies! I see the queen right over there. He points out a window. Not really. The war ended in this movie.
Yeah.
Because no one cared to make another one.
No one.
It was like, where's he going now? Wait, there's more priests? Godspeed, Spider-Man.
You know what? Every time I hear Godspeed, I think of that exact same thing.
Ooh. Next thing you know, they actually got like a choir from a church to sing the songs. Ooh. Scott Stewart. Who the hell is Scott Stewart?
No idea.
Corey Goodman.
Goodman.
So what'd you think? Based off the graphic novel series Priest by Minwood someone.
They did that series a disservice.
Oh, for all we know, maybe it was a really good adaptation of it.
Imagine that.
Oh, yeah, so I'm glad that this movie led to us just talking about movies overall and the landscape of movies currently.
Yeah, I think movies are better off now than they were in the early 2000s. Almost 20
We just
years.
continue on.
Almost 20 years.
Poor Paul Bettany.
Crazy.
Poor Carl Urban. I don't know who you are. Asian woman?
That's the Asian.
Oh, okay. Maggie Q. Okay, it makes sense. Now I'm being stereotypical. Is it being stereotypical or racist?
Stereotypical.
Okay. Stephen Chow. I was gonna say Christopher Walken. This should have been a cartoon. What was that weapon? Splitting it into a knife, splitting into two knives.
Well, to be honest, when we talk, I hardly looked at the screen.
I doubt they showed that. You think they were smart enough to put that in there?
I think I don't know. They might have had like
Christopher Young
in development. They might have had it, and they had already designed it, but they didn't use it. I was like, oh fuck, just put it in the end credits.
Next, you know, they actually spent all their budget on the cartoon animation in the beginning, but because their budget already was very low, it wasn't even that good. Paul Bettany's character was called Priest. Carl Urban was called Black Cat.
Oh wow.
Oh my God.
There's brave priest, strong priest, bold priest, flashback priest, women, husband, wife, station master.
Why did it say Asian priest? Was he strong priest?
It was strong priest.
Oh, he should have been flexible priest. No, acrobatic priest. We didn't even bother looking at the fun facts of this movie.
Just the one about the animation.
Oh, was that literally it?
No, there was like 9 more, but that was the only one worth talking about.
Oh, wow.
You know what? We've acknowledged TV and movies have, improved. You think video games have done the same?
Yes, video games have improved for gameplay and story, but for many people, they will probably say no, because many of them are now starting to go against AAA games. For people who don't know, AAA games are the video game studios that are big, basically like Sony, Microsoft, Bethesda, EA, Ubisoft, those kinds of AAA companies.
Yeah.
And also there are many that say that many games are too much like movies that there's so much like movies they don't feel like you're actually playing a game. You just feel like you're playing through a movie. So there are people going like they're against that. There are thousands of new games than there were before.
Yeah.
But there are some good games. I don't know for sure because you know how limited I am with playing games.
Yeah.
You do more research on games. So what do you think? I think this is more your type.
Early 2000s. I remember it being a lot more experimental in AAA because that's when PlayStation 2 came out, and that there were a lot more games where the publishers like told developers do whatever you want. That and I think I have a soft spot for PlayStation 2 because it had more single player games.
Yeah, I love the single player games.
And PS3 and 360 came out, and I got a 360. And that was around the time where multiplayer was, I think, the biggest.
Was starting to come into its own.
Yeah, outside of PC, of course, but in consoles, I think that was when it hit its stride.
I think PC is its own thing.
Yeah, PC is its own thing outside of consoles.
Yeah.
I can't talk about PC. I hardly play on it. But I remember for 360 because that's when I got into multiplayer. Because I remember I bought Black Ops like a year later after it come out. So I was late to the game. But I played Halo 3. Gears of War was what I played a lot of.
Just the series?
Yeah, I played it online. I was actually pretty decent at it. Surprisingly.
Was it many just people running around trying to chainsaw each other?
No.
Or is it shotgun?
It was all shotguns. Everybody had a shotgun.
Yeah.
I remember so clearly. And I remember when the third one came out, everybody hated
double barrel
sawed-off shotgun. I'll never forget. I remember one time there was a guy who just had sawed-off and he kept doing that. So literally everybody in the team just tried to get him, and they just kept killing it. That made me laugh so much. But for 360 games, I mean, we got the Arkham games. That's where it started, and I
really good storytelling.
Really good storytelling.
With gameplay.
Portal was really fun around that time. PlayStation 4, and then Xbox One. I think, if anything, indie games have better success on the consoles than.
Better what?
Better success on the consoles.
Oh yeah, of course.
Cause
sorry, no, I meant PC. At least PC.
Also on consoles because for AAA games, I remember when the PS4 first came out, I only had like Assassin's Creed Unity and like 2 other games, and that was it. Now I have
PS4 and Xbox One have the lowest amount of games for their consoles.
They really do.
Even now to 2019.
Like I think I just have about 25 games.
Mozart. Oh, makes sense considering religion and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Those 2 things from Mozart.
Really?
Yeah, look.
Right.
City of Los Angeles. They must have done it in the desert or something here. It's California. It must have been before California started charging so much money for people to film here.
Yeah.
So that was Priest. From the parts you were able to see and remember from the dialogue, what'd you think? Animals were harmed. What animals were in this movie? Oh, the chickens.
Alright, there's chickens.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we had a conversation about that. Because I feel we didn't have that conversation.
Sony produced movie. This makes sense now.
That makes sense now.
Oh yeah, I forgot that they own Screen Gems. So
I feel like if we didn't have a conversation, this would have been end up like another Doom.
I think there's had some other stuff in it that would have made it more fun to make fun of.
Maybe, but I was just honestly starting to get bored of it. There were albums, it was a bit cheesy at times, but not enough for me to last. And it was a short fucking film too.
That greatly helps. Doom was 2 hours.
Oh fuck! They made another Doom movie that was straight to DVD.
Animated, no?
No, live action.
Man, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I remember because I saw a trailer of it when I was watching the movie. There was like Doom something. I was like, why would they make another one? I was gonna say, I was gonna write it down like, oh, that's another commentary track. I was like, I really don't want to suffer through Doom again.
Yeah. So, any final thoughts on Priest? Priest only, the movie.
Carl Urban deserves better.
And frankly, he still deserves better now.
Still better now.
He was in Dread, which should have been better. I mean, that movie should have gotten more praise than it did. He was in.
He's the best part in the new Star Trek movies.
Oh, he's great. Yeah, he's amazing in that.
That show he was with. It was a sci-fi show on Fox. That only lasted a season, but it was a very good show. He was good in it.
I don't know about that. He was in Thor Ragnarok. The new gatekeeper.
He was fun.
Yeah, he was fun. Then he's in the current. I mentioned current Amazon.
Oh yeah, The Boys.
The Boys, which I'm sure he's great. I'm gonna watch it. You gotta remind me.
Mm-hmm.
And then if things go well, because I know he and the people behind Dread have been trying to get anything Dread related into existence, either a movie or a show. So I hope that it goes well for them on that. Mm-hmm. Paul Bettany, he was in this.
I hope he gets a film where he shows off his acting talent.
I think that might happen when he's older.
Yeah,
I think he may be one of those.
Because right now he's just decent. He's Paul
He's
Bettany.
Vision. Lily Collins, nothing really. She's becoming a better actress, especially in that Ted Bundy movie. You haven't seen it, right?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But I know she's been starring in a lot of indie movies and like bigger budgeted, but not blockbuster.
Big budgeted, as she said. Yeah.
So he's fine.
And then the movie was whatever. It's a Sony produced movie. Would you say that?
Yeah, it's Sony produced movies. Have they ever had a decent movie?
Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, I keep.
They're the assholes that are holding Spider-Man literally around a chain. You're with us.
They had told Marvel that
but far from $1 billion.
Yeah, they didn't make $1 billion. They they fully get Spider-Man back, but they made
And
$1 billion.
yeah.
Thankfully. So, Marvel gets to keep it for a while longer.
They made Into the Spider-Verse. They produced it,
They produced-
but their saving grace was Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Those two people are the only reason why that movie was successful.
Was it? I don't know. 22 Jump Street is Columbia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I don't know. I don't know about 22 Jump. I don't know about 21 Jump Street.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that
No, but yeah, I don't know about those.
I don't know, like, I fucking track record. You ever wonder how a studio just manages to stay alive?
Who?
You ever wonder how studios just manage to stay alive, even?
Having their toes in different things that's not just one thing. Sony has their
No, but I meant a studio, like.
No, that's what I mean. Like studio, Sony, their saving grace right now is the PlayStation.
No, but I know, but the company, a movie film, specifically film studio. Like, they don't do anything; they just do films. I guess television as well.
Like A24, how are they able to find the money to distribute?
No,
their movies?
but that only came out with crap.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I was wondering that.
Oh, sponsors, Man of Steel. Like a perfect example that's horrible is Man of Steel 1 with all their products everywhere.
The only one I remember most was the IHOP one.
The IHOP.
That's the first time I was just like, what the hell?
Oh, and then Batman vs Superman, Turkish Airlines. They had to deal with airplanes, and then and then when they're battling, it shows a plane going over like Gotham or Metropolis, and then they say Turkish Airlines.
Really?
They either say it or there's the logo of it. It's right there, but like, quickly.
I did not know that.
Yep. Also, remember in the beginning where it's Ben Affleck is going to Gotham City, in Metropolis when Batman is fighting Zod, when Superman is fighting Zod.
Oh, the car.
The green car. That's some Jeep car that Bruce Wayne would never drive.
Yeah, I forget about sponsors.
Mm-hmm. That's another reason why that's how Sony got alive thanks to Adam Sandler. Him and those sponsorships that he has.
Yeah, it's really weird to know that Netflix the most successful movies have been the Adam Sandler ones.
Because of his star power that he has or had. Because like what are the odds that so many people who watch his movies now are white older people who still find him funny who find his humor funny? Like this humor I found funny when I was a kid. I grew out of that.
I don't know his demographic. I really wanted to. Yeah, it would be easy to pigeonhole it, but you know what? I think just because I think his is just so simple that it appeals to everybody. Because it's like so simple. Like literally, it's like comedy anybody can understand, and basically anyone can make.
It's high school comedy.
Essentially, yeah. So I think that's why it's hard to say like people who just want to watch a movie, not for like just as a distraction. It's like, yeah, like I'd rather just watch this.
Okay. So that was our commentary track on Priest.
Yeah.
We talked about 80% of this was us not talking about the movie. And some of us will point out, oh yeah, this is happening. And then we go back to our conversation about movies. Yep. Okay.
So whoever's listening, appreciate the films coming out today.
And try watching new movies that you may not have heard of.
Oh, here, I like to say this.
You like to say this.
If you have a library...
Christian is pointing to the mic as if you were talking to someone.
Fuck, exactly. If you have a library card...
Oh, yeah.
Go to your library's website. Go to the movies and see if they have a connection. They have a partnership with Canopy. Because you can watch free movies, international, classic, Criterion.
Ooh, I didn't know about this.
For absolutely free. Just put in your library card and make an account with that. And that's it. You can watch foreign films. You can watch classic films.
For free.
For free, absolutely free. You can watch Chinatown.
Ooh, I have Chinatown.
You can watch some other ones.
Surprise, I have Chinatown.
Oh, yeah, you do. You watch Criterion films, and if you know anything about Criterion, they do a good job at restoring old films. So you watch all of those for absolutely free. And you can do that now because streaming is so much easier.
And you could go to your own library with your library card. It's free.
It's free. And most of them carry Criterion DVDs, and most of them do have the booklet. So you can read about the movie from a critic and learn more about the film. And then the Criterion has great, just me plugging Criterion. They have great bonus features to talk about. Like they get commentary section from the directors or the actors. They have great bonus features, with critics, the actors, the directors, and sometimes they'll even put in short films the directors did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That is very... Damn. Yeah, tell me more about this.
So...
I didn't even know about this.
Yeah, so check, if you ever have a library card, check to see if it works with Canopy. Because you can watch thousands of fucking films, foreign, subtitled, all that great shit. Absolutely free.
Damn. Well, go out and...
Don't watch Freeze. Don't watch Freeze. Oh, do watch Freeze to listen to this. But after that, don't watch it ever again.
Yeah, this became more of a more of a podcast.
It really does.
Yeah.
With an occasional phone, just like, oh
yeah, but you don't need to. This is much more of a this episode. I was gonna say this commentary check was more of a podcast. No. Us just talking about a specific topic and then really getting into it. But and we're passionate about it. And go see A24 movies. I love them.
Yes.
And go see superhero movies for Christian. His favorite.
Is there a movie right now? Go watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Well, at this time, it just came out.
It just came out, yeah.
But to be fair, Quentin Tarantino's movies always make money.
They do.
Especially now.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you all for listening. This was a really fun time just talking about movies in general.
Talking about movies, yeah.
Priest was whatever, and it sucks that we were talking about like these really good topics over Priest of all things. Yeah. So thank you all again for joining us. This was really fun. Christian, any final goodbyes or farewells?
I'd feel bad if someone really was enjoying Priest and we're just talking about other stuff.
I'll be interested if you did.
Yeah, if you did enjoy Priest, tell us why.
Yeah,
and we're not gonna rag on you in anything, but
we want to know.
We want to know because imagine there's someone out there that likes Doom
at like 25, 30 years old.
Yeah.
Never know.
Like, I'm just curious.
There are people that like Adam Sandler movies that he does now.
That's true, yeah, but it's like Doom. Like, if you like it,
that's why.
Yeah, so that's why.
Okay. Hopefully you all enjoy your day, and you'll hear us next time for whatever it is we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Goodbye. You gonna say goodbye? Or adios? Or do you want to head out like the priest and name the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit? Goodbye.